Okay, before we get started, spoiler warning for everything. It was Agatha all along, which means all along many of my theories were complete garbage.
The name's Agatha Harkness. Lovely to finally meet you, dear.
And obviously now she doesn't give a crap about hair and makeup because she came out of that basement with those split ends, which have probably been around since the 1600s. I mean, most had already figured out that Agnes was Agatha, but we didn't know that she was in charge of everything. I mean, it was Agatha all along. So Agatha drew the heart on the calendar. It was Agatha who recast the beekeeper guy from episode 2 into the ice cream guy in episode 3. And then maybe she killed him, I don't know. At least she didn't turn him into a clown. It was Agatha who tried to kill Mr. Hart. And why did she try to kill Mr. Hart? Because he was being too nosy. Well, whose fault was that?
The only lies I've told are the ones you put in my mouth.
But did Wanda put those lies in Monica's mouth? Because Agatha said she did it all. So why force Mr. Hart or Todd Davis to ask that probing question only to choke him? Was that a warning to Wanda? And this all happened right in front of Sharon Davis, Todd's wife. Oh, Agatha is awful. And I feel so betrayed. I trusted this woman. I described this scene as the saddest U-turn in streaming television history.
Happy Halloweening!
She made me feel sorry for her. And then they gave her this awesome theme song, which I felt bad for enjoying so much.
It's connected all night long.
Oh, that song's been stuck in my head all day and I feel so dirty about it. I mean, it's such a cool trolling type of villain introduction song. But what she's doing is taking advantage of someone at their lowest point. It's kind of disgusting. And if that alone wasn't bad enough...
And I killed Sparky too.
And finally, there's a bigger asshole than Hayward on this show. This all started when Wanda had what can be best described as a Karen-like episode within the world of the TV show. Our favorite Karen enabler, Agnes, comes by and takes Wanda away to get some help.
Poor Wanda's been through enough.
And she's about to go through more, ain't she, bad friend?
Run along, dear.
Did she just tell Photon to run along, dear? So Wanda goes to unwind at Agnes' house. She sits on the couch. She sees 2 half-eaten sandwiches, which reminds her, oh yeah, I have kids. Where are they?
Where are the twins?
Agnes then proceeds to give one of the most generic horror movie answers I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, they're probably just playing in the basement.
I mean, Wanda, I know you're an Omega level power, but please don't go down there. But she does. And when she gets down there, she finds a crazy demonic room. Like a Hot Topic sat down to play some D&D and rolled a level 10 druid. It even had cabinets with glowing skulls in them. Very dark arts decor. They left no stone unturned. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention, before she entered the basement, she saw a cicada and a rabbit. And finally, we get the piece de resistance, the thing that ties it all together. A must-have item for any self-respecting Omega level witch or warlock. A big, creepy, glowy book, what many are calling the Darkhold. So what is the Darkhold? The Darkhold is also known as the Book of Sins or the Book of Spells. It's an ancient book of spells and unspeakable power. The book is made of dark matter from the Hell Dimension. Who wrote the Darkhold? An elder god named Chthon. He wanted to write down all the evil shit that he did in his life, as well as provide a how-to for the next evil guy. And on the 4th day, I punched a baby. And now I want to teach others how to punch babies too. And then he left the book on Earth so that someone might find it and maybe call him back one day. And I do believe that day has come. Kind of like how you'd leave a sweater at a girl you like's house, you know, hoping that she'd call you. Yeah, I never did that. Question, why was the tome glowing orange? Why do Agatha's powers emanate purple? My prediction for the rest of the series is they're going to tie the rest of it into the Infinity Stones, or more specifically, the absence of.
I used the stones to destroy the stones.
Those Infinity Stones housed a lot of power, and when they were destroyed, all that power had to have gone somewhere. But I think there's much more to tell about where all that Infinity Stone power went. Wanda's reality-based powers are depicted as red. Agnes's powers are depicted as purple. Which stone was the color of purple? The Power Stone. What color are the flowers in Wanda's yard? Mostly red and pink. Agnes' flowers are purple. And remember when we saw Dottie earlier this episode? Her flowers were yellow, which is the color of the Mind Stone. And comicbook.com's Adam Barnhart theorizes that Dottie could be playing Arcana Jones, a sorceress from another dimension. Perhaps the MCU is setting up the concept of magic people having different levels of mastery over the energies each Infinity Stone possessed. So yeah, even though Wanda's powers were unlocked by the Mind Stone, she has far more mastery over the energies that were emanated out of the Reality Stone. Or maybe she's just a mutant child of the Reality Stone or something like that. Meanwhile, Agatha's purple hued energy implies a closer connection to the Power Stone. And that would mean the yellow flowers in Dottie's garden would denote a connection to the Mind Stone. if it turns out she is in fact a witch, which again is the same stone that unlocked Wanda's powers and also powered Vision. Wait a second.